I have a riddle for you, and it's 3 a.m., so I'm speaking softly. But this riddle, if you choose to answer it, there is a very real possibility that it could cause some real world changes in both your life and mine. But it's all fun, and for the good of all, I promise. It's only scary in the way that starting a new school or a new job is, or as scary as performing something on stage in front of a lot of people. Speaking of, before I tell you the riddle, or show you rather, let me first play something for you. And before I play this for you, let me just clarify that this is my own unreleased music and it is relevant to the riddle. I will now play a few different sections of different songs. Then I will explain the role of the riddle and why I am asking it. And then I will tell you a bit more about how my music fits into this. You can skip that part if you're just here to see whether you can crack the riddle. The quality is a bit bad, but this whole thing lasts for less than 2 minutes, so I'm sure you can endure. Please. I am now fighting the urge to make any comments on my music because I said I would be addressing the riddle first, so let's do that. The riddle is on this board, and before I show it to you, I need you to know why I am even making this video and what I hope to get out of it, which means I do get to talk about my music now. Bear with me. The clips that I just played for you, they are actually very deceptive. And I say that because these choral sections, the whole album isn't like that at all. The album itself was never supposed to be an album. I was crazy enough to write it as a musical series in which I play myself and 8 other versions of myself. I have no help in creating any of this, no studio backing or independent investors, nobody paying me to put this together and bring it to life. The only thing motivating me to complete this is a dream so vivid it borders on delusion. And then of course, the knowing that some of you really want to see/share the world that I have created. I made the decision to no longer continue with creating the series because I ran the numbers and it would just take too long, even if I work obsessively during every hour I can spare. I do not want to wait another year or more before I share my songs. I need to get it out because I also don't want to scrap all of these songs just because they were meant to form part of a show that will never exist. I have poured too much of my heart and soul and mind and time into this. I have already murdered too many of my creative darlings. And sometimes you just have to be like those chihuahuas and say no mas, you know? And I really believe these darlings deserve to live because I did write them about my life and real feelings that I just had to alchemize and transmute. And I think that just maybe one or two of these songs can also really mean something for someone else. This is where we get to the riddle and why it has the potential to be so impactful. Because I had to pivot from a musical show to a self-standing demo album, and because I did not want to change any of the songs in order to do so, I have needed to find other ways in which I could tell the story that was going to be told visually. So this entire album release needs to be very coherent if I were to honor my vision. Because I am completely independent in the creating and launching of this, I do not have access to teams of people who can look everything over and make sure there are no loose threads, so to speak. I am essentially seeking beta listeners who's gonna give feedback on my album before it launches to the public. But because there's so much more to this album than just how the songs sound, and because I will not be changing any of the songs regardless, because they already are what they want to be, according to me. This means that I am looking for a very specific kind of person that can follow multiple threads simultaneously without losing track of any of them. I am looking for a specific kind of mindset and way of thinking. If I were to just say that, everyone might think that they would be a perfect fit, but statistically, only a fraction of you would actually be viable beta listeners. So, take a look at the riddle and pause the video if you want to. Take a screenshot. Now what I want you to do, if you think you figured it out, is find the email address that I will put in the description box and the pinned comment, and put riddle as the subject line of your email. This is very important. And if you do not put riddle as the subject line, I might never see your email or never see it in time in the body of the email as your answer to the riddle. I want you to tell me exactly what you observed, what you figured out, and how exactly you figured it out. I do not care about how long it took you. Remember, I am looking for a particular way of thinking. So try to type out as much of your thought process as possible. Within the next week or two, I will be in contact with everyone who stood out to me, and we will probably do a group video call to clarify expectations and next steps. This specific exchange, it is purely in good faith and unpaid. This also means that you can drop out of the process at any point in time and for any reason at all. You do not owe me anything, not even an explanation. That being said, if the album does well on its own, I know I will be needing to put a team together, and mindset is so important to me when it comes to the people that I work with. So I can definitely see myself consulting the list of people who stood out with me when it came to how they approached the riddle. That's irrelevant. Maybe, maybe not. If you came here for the riddle, just that, then now would be your cue to leave the video, because the rest is again not related to the video, to the riddle, but rather directly to my music. Also, if I sound funny, just reminding you, it's like 4 a.m. now, and There's people sleeping in the rooms next to me. So back to the rest of the video. This is a plea for support, and that is always very scary for me because I never know what the outcome will be. And I'm not the bestest of friends with uncertainty. I have been working on these songs pretty much since I was like 14, and I've been taking it super seriously for the past 2 years. For the last year, having seen me become near obsessive, and the last 2 months, having seen me work like a madman in every moment that I could spare. Sleep has been very few and far between, but I'm now finally starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like there is nothing that can stop me now, but there are some things that are slowing me down. At the start of July, I had a 6-month budget set out to support the creation of this album. And the plan was for the budget to be refilled before the end of the 6 months. But because I got so hyper-focused and completed 84% of the album in 2 months, that budget is now drained, and the time that needs to pass before I can fill it again on my own just isn't passing fast enough to my liking. Before I ask you to consider donating though, let me preface this by saying if the album does well, I do aim to use this as the rising tide that will rise all of our boats. Not just for the collective as a whole, but also for the many, many people that will be needed in the real world to further the vision and to clarify that further vision, should the public want it and the finances allow it, is a kind of mega show where I might be singing lead, but the whole show would be nothing if it wasn't for the massive collective that fills the stage and performs alongside me that I mentioned. The album consists of 44 songs split into 3 parts. There might even be a bonus track or 2, but these songs are all mostly complete. I cannot tell you how close we are to being able to release. It's mostly the final mixing of the lead vocals that's left, and then the visual aspects. The individual songs sound just like individual songs, but when you put them all together and play them in the right order, it reveals a larger, all-encompassing narrative. And despite, or maybe because of me being so alone in the creation of this, I desperately want as many people as possible to be included in the performance of it. That's why the choral sections and the many different instruments. I really am crazy enough to believe we can get all of us together on one stage. That's the dream. First I have to finish it. If you also believe in this dream and in my ability to make it a reality, first of all, thank you so much. That really means a lot to me. And secondly, if you can comfortably afford to do so, please find the Buy Me a Coffee link in the pinned comment or in the description of this video. I ask that you donate through there, as then the funds would be released to me within a week. If you donate through YouTube, then YouTube takes a much bigger cut of the money, and I only receive my share after more than a month. For me, time is of the essence, so while I would of course appreciate a donation coming from anywhere, it would be the most directly helpful to me in this specific moment if the donations are made through the Buy Me a Coffee link. If you do decide to donate, even just $1, just know that you really are making a life-changing difference in my story, and it will forever and ever be appreciated. You are helping me to make my dreams a reality, and I hope I may get the chance to return the favor one day. Thank you for everything. Before saying goodbye, I want to clarify, just you do not need to donate in order to send me your answer for the riddle. The donating is only for if you really feel called to do so and can afford it. Nobody better be eating noodles for the rest of the month because they sent me their lost money, please. Even just liking this video and leaving a comment would help a lot if you really feel called to help. And money is tight right now, so even if you just do that, thank you, I really appreciate it. And if you made it all the way to the end of the video, please consider leaving a happy birthday comment so that I will know you made it all the way to the end. And also because, well, it's not my birthday yet, I am recording this video in the early hours of August the 23rd, but that does mean my birthday is 2 days away. Monday, August 25th is my birthday. And I don't have any special plans except for working to finish this album. So I might go live sometime during the day. I might be going live a lot more often now, especially once I start editing the visuals that'll be accompanying the album. That's the plan, because the bigger plan / hope is that the next video I post will be the fully completed album. We'll see what happens though, and whether I'm just going to be hanging out with you guys on live now until the album drops, or whether there will be more posted videos as well. Either way, in one form or another, I just know I will keep showing up here for as long as there are some of you that keep showing up for me. And probably for much longer, honestly. I love you so much. And I hope you will have a wonderful day. Bye for now. Also, I just wanted to share my shirt.